Alright guys, it's time to do a little bit of work on the mini E-Revo. I'm going to be changing the shock oil to 70 weight, like I said I would in my unboxing video. So the first thing you need to do is you grab the wrench that it came with, that looks like this. Alright, and you're going to want to remove a screw right there, there, up there, and over there. In the front, you'll get this one, that one, that one, and that one. Alright, so I'm just going to remove one while you guys are here, just so that you can maybe kind of see what I'm doing. But I can't really angle the car. Well, I can. Maybe that'll help a tiny bit. No, it's got to be like this time to do this. Well, I think my hand's going to be in the way. I've never made a video like this, so kind of bear with me. Alright, there's that one. That's finally out. It's a long screw. Next one I think is pretty short. Alright, now pull that out, and there's your shock. Right there. So now I'm going to remove this spring. So let's make it not so tight by going like this. Pulling it out. And then you can just push the head out. See that little gap in there? You're going to just go like that to that gap. And it'll just fall out. Then your spring comes out. And that's that part. I'm going to make this thing go back down because I got to hold the shock right there. Now I'm going to get pliers, and to get this off, mine were stuck on pretty tight, so yeah. Where's that little piece I was just using? Alright, will that go in? Nope. Okay, now I'm going to remove this lefty-loosey. I don't even know if this is going to work, because I know these are like super duper hard to get off. Oh, there it goes, finally. Alright, no. Oh! I actually don't recommend the pliers. Don't use that. Use your hand, because with the pliers you might break the shock body. Alright, don't lose the little blue thing in there. Never lose that. Now, empty out the shock oil. Alright, there we go. Try to get out as much as I can. Work the shaft back and forth, and then you can get the all the shock oil out, because you want as much out as possible. That's what she said, I know. Go a little bit slower. Right, there it is at the top. You just kind of go boop. Alright, so I'm going to get the rest of this shock oil out. Alright, I think that's most of it. Should be pretty good. Let me go on the other side of the towel and just... Alright, that's it. Now, I'm going to take my 70 weight shock oil, and yes, I am using 70 weight on this tiny little truck. but sucker needs it. Well, what are you gonna do? Alright, so let me take this cap off and get this little blue piece out. And yes, when you're doing this, your hands are gonna get pretty oily or greasy, whatever you want to say. So just ignore it. Alright, now I'm just going to put a tiny little bit in because you want to get all the air out. So once you get a tiny little bit in, start moving the shaft up and down, kind of twisting it. Just be very gentle. And that'll let all the air out of the bottom. And this is pretty thick shock oil, so it might take a while. So I'm going to do that. And then after that, you fill up the shock and until there's a little meniscus on top. And that's just a tiny little bulb of the stuff, or the shock oil. It'll look like that. Alright? You want that right at the rim. The top of it will be right at the rim, and then it'll sink down. And that's how you want it to be resting, and then you can just put your cap back on. So I'm going to do all that, and I'm going to do it to the rest, and after that I will show you guys what the car does. Alright, here I'm working out the air out of the bottom. So this is how I'm doing it. I'm just kind of going up and down, and it's pretty hard for you guys to see this, but, oh, there you go. And you just kind of twist it around. And the reason you're doing this is because in order for this to work the best, you want all the air out. And to do that, well, see the little silver piece down there? I don't think you guys, I'm not gonna try to tilt it anymore, but what that's doing is it's holding some air down there, and you don't want that. You want all of the air out. Okay, so now my shock is about halfway full, and I'm just gonna keep on doing that. Moving it up and down and watching the bubbles slowly rise. And eventually all the bubbles will get to the top. And then you get your little meniscus and you put the cap back on. Alright, well, thanks for watching this video, guys. I'm going to get the rest of these done. Actually, I'm going to show you guys what the meniscus looks like in a little bit. Once I get that sucker on. Still got air bubbles, but let's go like this. Alright, here's our meniscus. Can you see that? So let me focus the camera in on right there. And I can't see it right now on the camera, so kind of bear with me. But that's the little meniscus that you want. Alright, that's what that's called, the little bulb in there. So, you're not going to be able to see it at the top. In fact, I think I put just a tiny little bit too much in there. Give it a tiny little dab. Get some of that oil out. Now I'm going to put the shock cap on about halfway. And I'm going to very slowly close the top. And a little bit of oil will leak out. To the side of the shock. Right. And there we go. 70 weight shock oil in my truck.